This news will break you. Do not go anywhere without reading this message. My beloved child, pause everything right now. Do not scroll, do not look away, because this message did not find you by accident. Something invisible has been shifting around you, silently, patiently, waiting for this exact moment. Your heart already feels heavy for reasons you cannot fully explain, and that is because a truth is standing at the edge of your life, ready to step in. What you are about to hear is not ordinary news. It is the kind that changes how you see your past, your pain, and your purpose forever. Amen. Amin 111. Listen carefully. There is information moving toward you that carries both weight and power. It may feel overwhelming at first, almost breaking, because it touches the part of you that stayed strong when no one noticed. This news connects directly to the nights you cried silently, the days you kept going without answers. And now, the universe is saying, enough waiting. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will not knock twice. Amen. Amin 112. You were protected from this truth until you were ready. If it had come earlier, it would have crushed you. But now, you are stronger than you realize. This message is not meant to scare you, it is meant to awaken you. The shock you will feel is not destruction, it is release. A release from confusion, from self-doubt, from thinking you were alone in your struggle. You were being prepared for this exact revelation. Amen. Amin 113. Pay attention to your emotions right now. That tight feeling in your chest is recognition. Deep down, you already sensed that something big was coming, something that would explain why your life took such unexpected turns. This news carries answers, but it also carries responsibility. Once you know it, you will never see your journey the same way again. This is a once-in-a-lifetime moment. Amen. Amin 114. What breaks you does not end you, it reshapes you. This message is connected to a shift that will separate who you were from who you are becoming. Old cycles are closing. Old wounds are losing their grip. And even though your mind may resist, your soul already knows, this is necessary. Something huge is waiting for you on the other side of this realization. Amen. Amin 115. Stay here. Stay present. Do not rush this moment. The news approaching you carries both truth and blessing, even if it arrives wrapped in emotion. You are not being punished, you are being trusted with knowledge that only the strong can carry. Breathe, and let these words settle inside you. Protection is surrounding you right now. Amen. Amin 116. I speak peace over your heart and clarity over your path. May whatever is about to be revealed to you bring healing, strength, and direction instead of fear. You are guided, you are seen, and you are never alone in this moment. Receive this blessing with faith and courage. Amen and Amen. Amin 117. The moment you stayed instead of leaving, a door quietly opened for you. What comes next is heavier than words, yet powerful enough to realign everything you thought was broken. This is the part most people never reach, because it demands courage to listen when the truth starts whispering louder than fear. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is closer than your next breath. Amen. Amin 118. There is a reason your life felt delayed, paused, or unfairly tested. What you called setbacks were actually layers of protection. The news approaching you carries context. It explains why certain people disappeared, why some plans collapsed, why your heart was reshaped through pressure. Nothing was wasted. Every loss carved space for what is now arriving. Amen. Amin 119. Do not underestimate the shock you are about to feel. It will feel personal, because it is. This revelation touches your identity, not just your circumstances. You were chosen to know this now because you can finally handle the weight of it. Others would have broken under it, but you were trained by endurance. Amen. Amin 120. Right now, unseen forces are aligning timelines in your favor. Conversations you didn't hear, decisions you didn't make, and doors you didn't knock on were all being arranged behind the scenes. This message is proof that your story was never random. The delay was divine, and the timing is exact. Amen. Amin 121. If your heart feels restless, that is confirmation. Truth has a sound, and your soul recognizes it instantly. The news coming to you will demand honesty, with yourself first. You will be asked to let go of an old version of you that survived, so a stronger version can finally live. Amen. Amin 122. Stay steady. Do not panic when clarity hits. Sometimes understanding hurts before it heals. What feels like breaking is actually separation, separating you from doubt, from confusion, from false blame you carried for too long. Something huge is waiting for you on the other side of this awareness. Amen. Amin 123. I release strength into your spirit and calm into your thoughts. May this next revelation arrive with protection, wisdom, and peace. You will not be harmed by what you learn, you will be elevated by it. Walk forward without fear. This moment was written for you. Amen and blessings. Amin 124. You did not arrive here by chance, you arrived because your spirit was strong enough to continue. This is where the message deepens, where the truth stops being distant and starts becoming undeniable. What you are sensing now is not imagination, it is alignment. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is preparing to reveal itself fully. Amen. Amin 125. There is a specific realization coming that will change how you interpret your past decisions. Moments you blamed yourself for will suddenly make sense. You will see how you were redirected away from harm, even when it felt like loss. The news you are receiving does not erase your pain, but it redeems it with meaning. Amen. Amin 126. Be ready for an emotional wave, because clarity often arrives with intensity. Your heart may feel exposed, but exposure is not weakness, it is truth finally breathing. You were never as behind as you thought. You were being held back until the right door could open without destroying you. Amen. Amin 127. Pay attention to what resonates the strongest inside you right now. That is the area about to transform first. This message is not meant for everyone, it is meant for you because your path requires awareness before reward. Once you understand this truth, your next steps will feel guided instead of forced. Amen. Amin 128. There is power returning to you, power you unknowingly gave away through doubt, silence, and endurance. The news coming to you marks the moment you reclaim it. Old patterns will lose authority over your emotions. You are stepping out of survival mode and into intention. Amen. Amin 129. Do not rush to share this understanding with others. Some revelations are sacred until they settle. Let the truth strengthen you privately before it reshapes your outer world. What is unfolding is precise, purposeful, and irreversible in the best way. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Amin 130. I seal this moment with peace and courage. May your mind remain clear and your heart remain steady as deeper understanding arrives. You are protected in this transition, guided in this awakening, and blessed beyond what you can currently see. Receive this with faith. Amen and Amen. Amin 131. What is unfolding now is the point of no return, where awareness turns into responsibility. You may feel a quiet pressure, not from fear, but from truth settling into place. This is where many would look away, but you stayed, and because you stayed, the message continues. Something huge is waiting for you, and it demands presence, not panic. Amen. Amin 132. There is a hidden connection between what you are learning now and a moment in your life you never fully understood. A conversation, a silence, a decision that felt unfinished, it was all leading here. The news tied to this message will reveal why certain doors closed without explanation. They were never failures, they were filters. Amen. Amin 133. You are being asked to see yourself honestly, without judgment. This revelation is not here to accuse you, but to free you. When the truth lands, it may sting for a second, but that sting is the sound of chains breaking. You were carrying weight that was never meant to be yours. Amen. Amin 134. Right now, alignment is happening faster than you realize. The moment you accepted this message, resistance began to dissolve. The shock ahead is not chaos, it is clarity arriving all at once. What once confused you will soon feel obvious, and what once hurt you will no longer control you. Amen. Amin 135. There is a shift in authority happening inside you. You are no longer meant to react, you are meant to decide. The news approaching you marks the end of emotional survival and the beginning of intentional living. Old fears will try to speak, but they no longer have permission. Amen. Amin 136. Stay grounded as the truth completes its work. Do not rush forward or backward. Let this understanding anchor itself deep within you. This is not a temporary feeling, it is a permanent upgrade in how you see your life, your worth, and your future. Something huge is waiting for you beyond this point. Amen. Amin 137. I declare stability over your heart and strength over your spirit. May every revelation arrive with protection, and every realization bring peace instead of fear. You are prepared, you are supported, and you are moving exactly as you should. Receive this blessing fully. Amen and blessings. Amin 138. You are now standing at the threshold where truth begins to reshape destiny. What you are feeling is not heaviness anymore, it is gravity. The kind that pulls you toward what was always meant for you. This message is tightening because the distance between you and the revelation is shrinking. Something huge is waiting for you, and it recognizes your readiness. Amen. Amin 139. There is a realization approaching that will rearrange your priorities instantly. Things you chased will lose importance, and things you ignored will suddenly glow with meaning. This is not confusion, it is refinement. The news you are about to fully understand will simplify your life by cutting away what never belonged. Amen. Amin 140. You may notice a strange calm mixed with anticipation. That calm is protection. You are being held steady while truth moves into place. This moment confirms that you were never weak, you were restrained until wisdom could catch up with power. What is arriving now will meet you at your strongest point. Amen. Amin 141. The shift happening inside you is irreversible. Once this awareness settles, you will no longer tolerate what drains you or diminishes you. The news connected to this message marks the end of self-betrayal and the beginning of self-respect. You are not becoming someone new, you are returning to who you always were. Amen. Amin 142. Pay attention to the clarity forming in your thoughts. That clarity is the signal that alignment has begun. The past no longer has authority here. Lessons have been learned, cycles have closed, and permission has been granted for elevation. Something huge is waiting for you beyond hesitation. Amen. Amin 143. Do not look for signs outside yourself right now. The confirmation you need is already happening within. Your intuition is sharpening, your fear is weakening, and your direction is stabilizing. This is the calm before momentum, not the end of movement. Amen. Amin 144. I speak endurance, confidence, and peace over you as this truth completes its work. May you walk forward without regret and without fear, knowing that what is unfolding is aligned with your highest good. You are supported, guided, and ready. Receive this fully. Amen and amen. Amin 145. You have reached a layer of this message that only patience unlocks. Most would have left by now, but you stayed, and that alone proves something important about you. The intensity you feel is not pressure, it is alignment tightening around your destiny. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is responding to your presence right now. Amen. Amin 146. There is a truth settling into your awareness that will quietly rearrange your inner world. You will soon understand why certain opportunities never worked, no matter how hard you tried. It was never rejection, it was redirection. The news connected to this message carries relief disguised as shock. Amen. Amin 147. You are stepping into a phase where clarity replaces exhaustion. The constant mental noise begins to fade because answers are finally catching up to your questions. This is the moment when confusion loses its grip and purpose starts to speak clearly. You were never lost, you were loading strength. Amen. Amin 148. Be prepared for a sudden emotional stillness. That stillness is not emptiness, it is peace arriving before understanding fully lands. The truth approaching you does not need force or fear, it will reveal itself naturally, and when it does, you will feel lighter, not heavier. Amen. Amin 149. What once felt unfair will soon feel necessary. This is where maturity replaces resentment. You are no longer meant to replay the past, you are meant to extract wisdom from it and move forward clean. The news you are aligning with marks the end of emotional loops. Amen. Amin 150. Stay open and grounded. Do not rush the next step before the message completes its work. Transformation does not always announce itself loudly, sometimes it arrives as calm certainty. Something huge is waiting for you just beyond this awareness. Amen. Amin 151. I declare balance over your thoughts and strength over your heart. May every realization bring healing instead of heaviness, and may this phase close with confidence and peace. You are walking forward protected and guided. Receive this blessing fully. Amen and Amen. Amin 152. You are now entering the stage where truth stops whispering and starts standing firmly in front of you. This is the calm intensity before realization fully locks in. If your heart feels unusually steady, that is not coincidence, it is readiness. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is no longer distant. Amen. Amin 153. There is a moment approaching when pieces of your life connect without effort. Questions you carried for years will not need answers anymore because understanding will replace them. The news tied to this message is not loud, but it is undeniable. Once it settles, doubt will have nowhere left to hide. Amen. Amin 154. You are being repositioned internally before anything changes externally. This is why patience has been demanded of you. Power without clarity would have damaged you, but now clarity has arrived first. What comes next will meet you in balance, not chaos. Amen. Amin 155. Notice how your reactions are changing. Things that once triggered fear now feel distant. That is evidence of growth you didn't notice while surviving. The truth approaching you will confirm that you are no longer operating from wounds, but from wisdom earned through endurance. Amen. Amin 156. This is where acceptance replaces resistance. You are no longer fighting reality, you are understanding it. The news coming toward you does not require defense or explanation, it requires courage to receive. And you have already proven you can carry it. Amen. Amin 157. Stay grounded as momentum begins to form quietly around you. Not everything that changes announces itself loudly. Some shifts are confirmed through peace, certainty, and the sudden absence of fear. Something huge is waiting for you beyond this inner stillness. Amen. Amin 158. I release stability, courage, and clarity over you. May every truth revealed strengthen you instead of shaking you, and may your path forward feel steady and protected. You are exactly where you need to be. Receive this with faith. Amen and amen. Amin 159. You are now at the edge of understanding, where everything slows down just enough for meaning to land. If it feels like time itself is stretching, that is because this moment matters. What you are sensing is not anticipation anymore, it is confirmation. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is preparing to step fully into view. Amen. Amin 160. There is a realization forming that will permanently change how you measure your worth. You will no longer seek validation from what never saw your value. The news connected to this message severs old attachments quietly, without drama, without regret. Freedom does not always arrive loudly, sometimes it arrives as certainty. Amen. Amin 161. You may notice a shift in how you remember your past. Painful memories are losing their emotional charge, not because they didn't matter, but because they taught you everything they could. This is healing in real time. The truth approaching you confirms that nothing you endured was meaningless. Amen. Amin 162. This is the phase where you stop questioning your intuition. Doubt has had enough time in your life, clarity now takes the lead. The news you are aligning with empowers your decisions instead of complicating them. You are no longer guessing, you are knowing. Amen. Amin 163. Pay attention to the confidence rising quietly within you. It is not arrogance, it is alignment. When truth settles, fear loses its voice. You are stepping into a version of yourself that does not need permission to move forward. Amen. Amin 164. Remain present as this awareness stabilizes. Do not rush ahead emotionally. Let understanding become your foundation before action becomes your language. Something huge is waiting for you beyond this grounded clarity. Amen. Amin 165. I bless your path with discernment and peace. May every decision you make from this point forward be guided by truth, not fear. You are supported, protected, and ready for what comes next. Receive this fully. Amen and amen. Amin 166. You are stepping into the phase where everything you learn begins to settle into strength. This is no longer about discovery, it is about embodiment. The calm you feel now is earned, not accidental. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is aligning itself with who you have become. Amen. Amin 167. There is a quiet authority awakening inside you. You no longer need to explain yourself or prove your journey. The news connected to this message confirms that your endurance transformed into wisdom. You are trusted with clarity now because you will not misuse it. Amen. Amin 168. Watch how your perspective shifts effortlessly. What once felt urgent now feels optional. What once felt impossible now feels natural. This is the sign that you are moving from reaction to intention. The truth approaching you strengthens your sense of direction. Amen. Amin 169. You are beginning to recognize patterns, not to repeat them, but to end them. This is mastery, not survival. The revelation tied to this moment closes doors gently, without resistance, because you no longer belong in those rooms. Amen. Amin 170. There is relief in this stage, even if it feels unfamiliar. Peace can feel strange when you lived so long in tension. Let it settle. You are allowed to be calm without waiting for something to go wrong. The news you are aligned with supports this stillness. Amen. Amin 171. Stay steady as this alignment anchors itself. There is no rush, no pressure, no fear guiding you anymore. Something huge is waiting for you beyond this grounded confidence, and it will meet you exactly where you stand. Amen. Amin 172. I speak balance, assurance, and quiet joy over you. May this season stabilize your heart and sharpen your vision. You are walking forward protected and prepared. Receive this blessing with gratitude and faith. Amen and amen. Amin 173. You are now in the still zone before movement, where silence carries more meaning than noise. This is the space where strength finishes forming. If everything feels unusually calm, it is because resistance has finally released you. Something huge is waiting for you, and it no longer needs to chase you, it recognizes you. Amen. Amin 174. There is an inner confirmation locking into place. You are no longer hoping things will change, you know they will. The news connected to this message does not arrive with chaos, but with certainty. This is the kind of certainty that cannot be shaken once it settles. Amen. Amin 175. Notice how your fear has lost urgency. It still exists, but it no longer controls the room. That is growth you did not celebrate enough. The truth approaching you honors every silent battle you won when no one was watching. Amen. Amin 176. You are now capable of receiving without overthinking. This is important, because what is coming cannot be forced or questioned, it must be accepted. The revelation tied to this moment aligns perfectly with your maturity, not your past wounds. Amen. Amin 177. There is a quiet confidence replacing the need for reassurance. You trust yourself differently now. The news you are aligned with will reinforce this trust and remove the last traces of self-doubt that lingered from old seasons. Amen. Amin 178. Remain centered. Do not rush into interpretation or action yet. Let understanding finish anchoring itself inside you. Something huge is waiting for you beyond this inner stability, and it will arrive without struggle. Amen. Amin 179. I bless your mind with clarity and your heart with peace. May this stage complete with strength, patience, and assurance. You are not late, not early, you are exactly on time. Receive this fully. Amen and amen. Amin 180. You have entered the phase where certainty begins to move things quietly. Nothing feels forced anymore, because resistance has fallen away. This is the moment after preparation and before manifestation. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is now responding to your alignment. Amen. Amin 181. There is an internal shift happening that others cannot see yet. Your decisions are becoming cleaner, lighter, and more confident. The news connected to this message confirms that hesitation no longer belongs in your future. You are acting from clarity, not fear. Amen. Amin 182. Watch how your energy changes. You no longer feel the need to explain your choices. This is maturity settling in. The truth approaching you validates your growth without needing external approval. You know who you are becoming. Amen. Amin 183. This is the stage where trust replaces anxiety. You are not guessing anymore, you are sensing direction. The revelation tied to this moment strengthens your resolve and sharpens your focus. Distractions will begin to fade naturally. Amen. Amin 184. You may feel a gentle pull forward, not rushed, not pressured. That pull is alignment guiding your next steps. The news arriving soon does not disrupt your peace, it builds on it. This is confirmation, not chaos. Amen. Amin 185. Stay present as momentum forms without noise. Some of the biggest shifts happen quietly, without announcement. Something huge is waiting for you beyond this calm confidence, and it will meet you with ease. Amen. Amin 186. I speak assurance, strength, and steady progress over you. May your path unfold with clarity and your heart remain grounded as movement begins. You are supported in every step forward. Receive this with faith. Amen and amen. Amin 187. You are now standing where intention turns into direction. This is no longer preparation, this is positioning. If it feels like your mind is clear but alert, that is because something is aligning precisely for you. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is ready to move when you are. Amen. Amin 188. There is a decisive awareness settling in. You are no longer wondering if things will change, only how you will respond when they do. The news connected to this message strengthens your spine, not your fear. You are stepping into ownership of your path. Amen. Amin 189. Notice how your tolerance for confusion has dropped. That is not impatience, it is clarity demanding order. The truth approaching you will simplify choices that once felt overwhelming. Complexity is dissolving because alignment is taking control. Amen. Amin 190. This is the phase where confidence becomes quiet and unshakable. You do not need reassurance anymore. The revelation tied to this moment confirms that you are capable of handling what is next without losing yourself. Growth has stabilized. Amen. Amin 191. There is momentum now, subtle but real. Opportunities will begin to respond to your readiness rather than your effort. The news arriving soon does not interrupt your peace, it cooperates with it. This is flow replacing force. Amen. Amin 192. Remain steady and intentional. Do not rush the unfolding. When things move in alignment, they do not need to be chased. Something huge is waiting for you just ahead, and it will meet you without resistance. Amen. Amin 193. I declare clarity in your decisions and strength in your actions. May every step you take from this point forward feel guided, grounded, and protected. You are ready for what comes next. Receive this fully. Amen and amen. Amin 194.